yes, I do believe I could single-handedly save the entire Halo franchise. And I don't think it would be that hard. I don't think it would be that hard at all. And I'm not trying to come from a place of arrogance or cockiness. I think a lot of people could single-handedly save the Halo franchise. I think a lot of people could do it. I think whoever in the higher ups is making all the decisions is comically, depressingly making all the wrong decisions. It almost seems like someone is almost trying to like sabotage the franchise. It's so bad what they're doing. I think Campaign Evolved is a mistake. I think it's a step in the wrong direction. There's no need for it. Yes, it's the 25th anniversary of Halo. There's other ways to go about it. It's such a cut and dry. They're just following trends set by other game studios. You know, look at Resident Evil and their remakes. Look at God of War and their remakes, etc., etc. All Halo is turning into is just a trend follower when it used to be a trend setter. What I would do if I was in charge of the franchise is I wouldn't even do Campaign Evolved at all, but I would scrap it. I would completely just scrap it. Most of it's Halo Infinite assets anyways. Let's fucking get that out of the way. I would scrap Campaign Evolved and I would do ODST remastered. Halo 3 ODST remastered. If they want to do, you know, because doing a whole new campaign, that's a whole thing. I would storyboard Halo Infinite in the background while the studio worked on ODST. I think it's time for an ODST remaster. There's so many ODST fans that have been in such a content drought. It's an untapped oil field of money. I mean, let's be honest. These companies exist to make money. You just got to get that out of the way. This is how they can make money. It just doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't make any sense at all. And then, I mean, I personally don't think that Halo 3 needs a remaster. Halo 3, the game, not Halo 3 ODST. I think that game is beautiful up until today. 2007 that game was released, and it still holds up. That fucking says something. That says that it doesn't even need a remaster, which is nuts for a 2007 game. I think up some resolution. I guess facial, like NPC faces and such, could use a touch up. But I'm getting a little off subject here. So yeah, I would remaster ODST, prep assets for Halo 3 remaster, because I don't think it needs one. Other people do. A lot of other people do. Anyways, I think the 3 extra missions is a fantastic idea what they're doing. That is a fantastic idea, and I would steal it for Halo 3 ODST remastered. I would do a snow mission, because I think ODSTs in snow, I mean, I don't know, my intuition says that would just make sense. I would do a flood mission, because once again, that also makes sense. A lot of people want a horror flood game, and I think this would be a good way to dip their toes into it, which I think that they're doing with Campaign Evolved. I just think I arrogantly think that my way would be much more efficient. And I would do a soft prologue to an ODST sequel just to leave the door open. I don't know if I would plan for an ODST sequel. I would see what the sales figures are like and blah, 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 and stats and data. But that's how I would use the resources for the 3rd extra mission to the ODST campaign. Whether or not you want to use the same characters or whatever in the missions, I haven't thought that far for it. I don't think I really need to. It'd be $40, released on PlayStation, and you would also release MCC on the same exact day. I believe that the MCC should released on the same day as Campaign Evolved. Even, separate from this headcanon that I have of an ODST remaster rather than Campaign Evolved. Because the MCC is what Halo is. Halo isn't a remaster of a Halo campaign. Honestly, in my opinion, that I think that they're fucking up. They're scuffing it. They are scuffing it. Oh, I'm sorry. That's just what it is. Change the HUD. Okay, anyways. Yeah. So each would be $40. The MCC and Halo 3 ODST Remastered. And it would also come in a $60 bundle. I don't see how this doesn't win. It just seems like the only course of action, in my opinion. Everyone's bitching and complaining about $70 and $80 games, which I get and I understand. Everything is expensive. You don't want to pay more for your video games right now. This was a long time coming, folks. This is a long time coming. Games have been $60 for a long time. It is what it is. This is the world we live in. Here we are. Moving forward, I would still make a $60 bundle because people want $60 video games. And the MCC has already been released, and the other game is just a remaster. Okay. New firefight missions and levels. That's pretty straightforward, I suppose. I don't think I should be going too deep into that. I think Unreal Engine is an okay thing. I think if they use it correctly, which maybe not, maybe that's not what the fuck they're doing. But I think if you use it correctly, it can be a very, very useful tool. MCC on Switch 2 exclusives, not on the Switch 1. I think it would further sales for the Switch 2 and give it more games, which it desperately needs on a side note. And it would just get people talking about it. It would be easier on the developers. It wouldn't hold back the MCC to be forced in the box of Switch 1 hardware. They can always move forward on the MCC for the Switch 2. I don't know shit about game development, but it sounds like that would be the easier approach for it. Let's see. Let me take a look at my notes here. Future of Halo multiplayer is the Master Chief Collection. Double down on Forge. Don't make it as complex as Halo Infinite. I think Halo Infinite's Forge was a very good thing. They did a very good thing. Yes, it should have been there at launch. Yes, they fucked up with that. I was playing Halo Reach Forge with my friends the other day, and it was a lot of fun. They've added some things to Xbox. I'm a console pleb, for context. They've added some things to Xbox. There's like trees and sabers, and you can fly a Seraph and spawn in a Pelican that you can't fly, which you should be able to fly. Excuse me. It just seems like a no-brainer to throw assets that are already in the campaign of these old Halo games and just fucking throw them in Forge. Why not? Why not? Why? They're right there. They've already done it with some assets. There's a single tree asset that they've added. Out of all the trees they have to add, they added one tree, which is good. I don't want to complain about it, but just double down on it. Just go ham. Just go ham. Map voting. People have been asking for it for over 10 years now. Where is it? Why isn't it there? It's a Halo staple. Okay, moving on. If you have to do campaign involved, which is the reality that we live in, this is how I would do it. LAN multiplayer only. Plus the campaign, of course. But the multiplayer, LAN only. The reasoning for that, they don't want to fucking support servers, which, whatever. I shrug my shoulders at. If you don't want to do it, you don't want to do it. They are already bleeding money with this IP because of how mismanaged it is. So I would do LAN multiplayer only. You want to bring the spirit of Halo to PlayStation? That is bringing the spirit of Halo to PlayStation. That is the only way. Not the only way, but it's a big catalyst on how you can do that. Not having multiplayer at all? Mistake. Blunder. Failure. It come on. They're just dropping the ball over and over. It would force people to get together, force people to have 4, believe it or not, PlayStations at one house, plus 4 TVs, plus 16 people. Easy win. Easy win. That's what Halo's about. That's what bringing Halo to PlayStation should be. Servers cost money. I understand that. I know, I can't remember exactly, but when they did Combat Evolved Anniversary, I think they just had like a way to play Halo Reach multiplayer of sorts, kind of like how ODST was, where it came with a Halo 3 multiplayer disc. I might be a little bit wrong about that, but servers cost money. The only cost would be the initial cost of development for the maps and testing of the maps. Fix the fucking HUD. Oh my god. Why is the mini-map moved? I don't remember where it is. I think it's in like the top right corner or something. Fix the HUD. 60 round AR. Change the sounds on the Magnum. No sprint. I don't subscribe to either. I'm fucking stuck here. I don't subscribe to either way. On the sprint debate, I think if you're gonna remaster a classic Halo game that doesn't have sprint, you shouldn't put sprint in it. Trying to appeal to everyone appeals to no one. No ADS. Halo Campaign Evolved needs to be unapologetically Halo, and from what we've seen, it is failing very hard on that front. It makes me very upset. I love Halo. I wish Halo could be the greatest thing ever, like it was once. Simply, we are not there. I think that's just about it. Thank you.